Have you ever felt that the smarter you are, the more uncomfortable you become for others? That the clearer you speak, the colder their stares get? That when you understand too quickly, when you ask the right questions, when you see what no one wants to see, they isolate you, label you, shut you down? We live in a world where brilliance is irritating, where thinking too much is dangerous, where if you don't pretend to be just one more, you're marked as a threat. And do you know what real threats do? They learn to hide. That's why the truly intelligent don't look intelligent, because they've understood something most people haven't. Knowledge isn't something you show off. It's something you protect. Clarity isn't something you shout. It's something you keep. Those who truly think don't seek admiration. They seek freedom. And in this world, to be free, sometimes you have to look like a fool. It might sound absurd. But if you still believe that being brilliant is the same as being successful, it's because you've never been close to the fire, where the ones who shine too bright get burned, where being clear makes you a target, where speaking the truth feels like signing your sentence. Look closely. In groups, the one who stays quiet is the one who's watching. In companies, the one who seems slow is the one who understands everything. In relationships, the one who gives less holds the control. That's not a coincidence. It's strategy. Being underestimated gives you space. It gives you margin. It gives you advantage. But the problem is, you were raised for the opposite. To explain everything. To prove everything. To correct everyone. You were told that being respected meant being validated. That you had to be the fastest, the strongest, the brightest. But no one told you the cost of standing out. No one warned you that the one who tries to be light for everyone ends up alone when everything goes dark. And that's where real intelligence begins. Not the kind that seeks attention, the kind that builds in silence. It's not about denying what you know. It's about not giving it away for free. Not everyone deserves to see your map. Not everyone can handle your truth. The fool's strategy is not weakness, it's camouflage. It's acting like you don't understand, while analyzing everything. It's making a mistake on purpose to see who feels superior. It's stepping back to see who exposes themselves. It's being underestimated, so you can move without being seen. The true wise one doesn't try to impress, they try to understand who's really playing and who's just copying borrowed moves. So before you try to shine, ask yourself, do you want to be seen? Or do you want power? Do you want attention or access? Do you want to win or just feel important? Because on this board, the one who thinks they're the smartest is usually the first to fall. Not because they weren't brilliant, but because they never learned when to step back. That's the secret no one wants to admit. In a world obsessed with being seen, the one who disappears is the only one who truly observes. When everyone's fighting to shine, the one who turns off their outer light protects their inner fire. And it's right there, in that quiet, where you realize the brutal truth. The fool was never a fool. He was just several moves ahead. Now tell me, are you ready to stop impressing people? To lower your voice without lowering your mind? To become that quiet player who doesn't need to play to win? Because this video isn't about motivation. It's about strategy. A strategy that will make you uncomfortable, that will break your patterns. Because what I'm about to tell you isn't sweet, it's real. There are no promises of success, no viral formulas, only a warning. The world despises those who don't need approval. And if you choose to become one of them, you'll have to give up something first. Your need to be understood, your addiction to being liked, your damn habit of proving that you're smart. Because what's coming isn't designed to make you fit in. It's designed to make you free. Free from their gaze. Free from judgment dressed up as advice. Here's something no one taught you about other people's opinions. Because if they had, you'd stop being manipulable instantly. Look closely. Judgment isn't just an opinion. It's a polite way to domesticate you. They correct you not to help, but to control. Because when they see you hesitate, when you swallow hard, when you apologize for no reason, they've got you. That's the moment you've lost. You're no longer you. You've become a puppet, terrified of looking wrong. And what's the most powerful defense against that game? Don't respond. Don't explain. Don't clarify. Pretending you didn't catch the insult disguised as a joke. Pretending you didn't understand the polished mockery. Pretending you're too slow to notice the poison hidden inside the compliment. And meanwhile, you're taking notes, you're watching, you're saving every move, because the fool doesn't respond. The fool records. And when the world thinks it's won, when they feel confident believing they've got you figured out, you'll be right where you've always been in silence, but with absolute control of the board, pretending you didn't get it, smiling when they expected confrontation, looking away as if you didn't notice, when in truth you saw everything. That's not weakness, that's calculation. Because real power isn't about controlling others, it's about not being controlled by anyone. When you stop reacting to judgment dressed as advice, to mockery camouflaged as kindness, to sarcasm fishing for a "did that hurt?" you dismantle the entire game. You take away their weapon and leave them without ammo, without them even knowing what just happened. But be careful. Don't confuse this strategy with submission. It's not silence out of fear. It's silence as strategy. It's lowering your voice to raise your mind. It's pretending distraction to see twice as much. It's what the ancients called the wisdom of the fool. The one who walks on the margins. The one who doesn't argue. Because he already knows most battles are designed for you to lose, even when you win. Have you ever felt more alone, surrounded by people, than when you're actually alone? That invisible exhaustion after meetings, dinners, conversations. That's because they weren't real connections. They were power struggles dressed as dialogue. Everyone trying to sound wiser, more conscious, more spiritual, more correct. Everyone competing for attention. And on that field, whoever competes is already trapped, because entering the game means accepting its rules. And when you accept the rules, you become predictable. But the one who plays the fool steps off the board. He watches. He confuses. He refuses to be defined. And what can't be defined can't be controlled. That's why the most unsettling presence in any room isn't the one who shines. It's not the charismatic leader, it's the one who says nothing, the one who seems naive, but unsettles the entire space just by being there, because no one knows if he doesn't understand, or if he understood before everyone else. That ambiguity is brutal, untouchable. The strategy of the fool isn't to disappear, it's to become inaccessible. It's not about running away, it's about choosing who gets access to your energy, your mind, your time. Because your time is energy, and your energy is not unlimited. What drains you the most isn't work, it's exposure. Exposure is a drug, addictive, lethal. You want to be seen, heard, validated. You want to fit in, to feel like you belong. And that's exactly where they chain you. Society knows this. That's why it pushes you to speak constantly, to show your life, your thoughts, your emotions, to react before thinking. And in all that noise, you lose control. Because what's overexposed loses value. What's always available becomes predictable. And what's predictable is easy to manipulate. But what remains hidden becomes a mystery. And the mysterious earns respect. Do you see it now? That supposed awkwardness is a trench, a mental fortress, a disguise designed to protect the most sacred thing you have, your core, like a virus that can't be attacked, because no one knows it's even there, silent, discreet, embedded. In a world where everyone's screaming for attention, the one who stays quiet becomes a threat, because the one who doesn't need to be seen is free. Let's go deeper. Have you noticed how people run from silence? How they fill every space with empty words, urgent opinions, recycled phrases? Do you know why? Because someone else's silence forces them to hear their own inner voice, and they don't like what they hear. But not you. You've learned to dwell in that silence, to move within it, to hide in plain sight. Because the fool's strategy isn't about speaking less. It's about knowing when to speak, and more importantly, knowing when to stay silent. Here comes an uncomfortable truth. The one who stays silent isn't giving up. The one who stays silent is choosing. And a well-placed silence is a bomb. One that explodes when no one sees it coming. Because while they're competing, exhausting themselves, burning out from trying to prove something, you're storing up energy, awareness, advantage. And when the moment comes, when they're all worn out, broken, burnt from the effort of keeping up appearances, you'll still be whole, because you never played their game, because you never sold yourself for applause, because you were the fool. Only you never were. And that's what hurts them the most. When you really understand this, something in your eyes changes forever. You start seeing what you used to ignore. You notice the desperation behind every rehearsed line, the emptiness behind every voice trying too hard to be heard, the fear hiding inside every superiority complex. And then it becomes clear. Most people don't want respect. They want attention. They're not looking for connection. They're searching for validation. But you no longer need that. Because you've discovered that the fool's strategy isn't a hiding place. It's a sanctuary. It's not surrender. It's preservation. So next time they call you foolish for not replying, for not stepping in, for not correcting, for not trying to shine, smile. You're doing the right thing, because the ones making the most noise are usually the ones most afraid. And you're not afraid anymore. You don't compete. You don't burn yourself out. You've chosen the path of those who know too much to bother proving anything. And that, right there, is where your real power begins. Are you still here? Perfect. That means something inside you is already on fire. That one of your favorite lies just broke. And that's good. Because what's coming now is only for those who are ready to completely break apart and rebuild without asking for permission. Let me leave you with one final question. Who would you be if you no longer felt the need to prove anything? Don't answer it with your head. Answer it with your body. If no one expected anything from you, if there were no imaginary audience judging your every move, would you walk slower, clumsier, freer, more like you? And that's the twist most people refuse to face. Most of the world lives chasing approval that never really arrives. They do it with perfect words, flawless posture, polished masks. But the more they win on the outside, the emptier they feel on the inside. Do you know what the most brutal irony of all is? That the real fool isn't the one pretending not to know. It's the one who believes they need to appear perfect just to feel worthy of existing. That's the real fool. The one who keeps editing themselves, who constantly explains, who puts on emotional makeup to fit into a cardboard reality. The one who doesn't realize that the harder they try to stand out, the more chains they quietly drag behind them. And you? Are you ready to stop being that fool and become the other one? The one who knows so much they no longer need to prove anything. The one so awake they can fall asleep in front of the whole world without fear. The one who hides, not out of weakness, but as strategy. The one who prefers walking along the edges instead of burning at the center of the stage. That's the fool who matters. The invisible one, the free one, the untouchable one. And if you've made it this far, you already know. You already know which one you want to be. You don't have to say it. Just feel it. Now listen closely. This channel isn't for everyone. It's not for those chasing magic formulas. It's for those who dare to think the unthinkable. For those who choose discomfort over self-deception. If you're one of them, subscribe. And if you truly belong to this silent tribe, the ones who observe while others talk, the ones who understand that real power lives in silence, leave me just one sentence in the comments. I prefer silence over applause. That's how I'll know you're awake, that you no longer need to shout to be heard, that you understood the game, and most importantly, that now you know when to speak and when to disappear. See you in the next video. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll only seem that way. Maybe I'm already there, hiding in some corner of your mind, like that thought that won't let you sleep. Until then, don't forget to forget yourself. That's where your true freedom begins. Goodbye, or better yet, disconnect.